American products. It also depends on whether or not Chinese state companies are going to be told to stop buying those items or not. I mean, just in the past month, from the previous tariffs, we saw a huge disruption in the number of and the types of items that were brought into here from the U.S. The large cars, for example, those ones saw a double-digit drop. Let me just take a quick look. Down nearly 70%. The purchases of crude oil, LNG also dropped more than 40%. So that was just from the past round of tariffs.
Well, I've got to tell you, Eunice, my charitable trust owns DuPont, a great American company. Ed Breen, now chairman, about to step down. You know, look, I know this sounds soporific, but you know they did nothing wrong. It's a great American company. It's been more compliant than almost any company in the world for over 130 years. And it's kind of shocking just putting the company up, and that division is going to go up. But did it matter at all whether they were an honest, good company that no one has ever accused of doing anything when it comes to that division? They were a groundwater division, I understand this, but that has nothing to do with this. This is a clean division. Did it matter?
Well, I think that the Chinese will see it differently. There's always been a complaint by the U.S. business community that they feel that there's not a whole lot of transparency when it comes to these types of investigations. But from the Chinese perspective, they would say that they follow the law and that, in this case, an American company has breached the law.
Well, it doesn't really make sense if American companies aren't going to be protected by our country, and the Chinese can savage American companies. Would you think that a new American company would ever want to go and open a plant in China?
Right, and I think that is going to be the balancing act that the Chinese will have. They're going to try to. I mean, they might not want to go after, say, Apple, at least at this point, or Tesla, or some of the big companies that could potentially. Employ a lot of people. They don't want to scare away foreign investment. But, we're at this point, at the end of the day, if the Chinese feel that they have to do what they have to do in order to try to really show that China is standing strong against American power or American pressure, then anything is up for grabs.
But, Eunice, let's talk about the possibility. The great intellectual property of our country relies on the what I would call the semiconductor capital equipment industry. And there I'm talking about Lam Research, Applied Materials. These companies have really cooperated with China. They've been terrific clients of China, so to speak. Would they even go after the ones with the highest tech that allows them to make the best semis?
I mean, I think that those kind of companies with high tech are going to be down the list, right? So the Chinese are going to make decisions that are going to be least disruptive to their economy. And you saw that in the previous rounds of the tariffs, that it was, items that are easily replaceable or something that, they think it won't really be so disruptive to the economy, because obviously the authorities here are very concerned about the economy. But at the end of the day, I think that what they're going to prioritize is the survival of the Communist Party, to make sure that President Xi Jinping looks good in front of the population. So if it means, disrupting big American companies that bring jobs here, that have brought big technology, at the end of the day, that's not really the priority for the Chinese Communist Party.
We do have a statement from DuPont. I'll read it. We are aware of a report that the State Administration for Market Regulation of the People's Republic of China has initiated an investigation. We take this matter very seriously and reviewing the claims in the report. Eunice, thank you. Eunice, will be talking to you a lot, I imagine, as long as you can stay awake in Beijing. Thank you.